How are you, my students? Today I'm going to give you a summary of our course, and also I'll give you the basic things which you need to consider for your preparation for the final examinations. Of course, the course which I'm going to summarize to you is application of ICT in adult teaching and learning. But also I want to give you an understanding of how course and how will you use the same knowledge and skills in future in your career development. As you know, you may become a teacher or a professional or education administrator or any other professional staff.
Okay, we have seen the software, which is application program, and you may use application programs such as Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel and Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, another topic which we talked about in this course, information communication and technology in adult teaching and learning, is all issues related to the computer systems. And we started by defining the term computer, and you need to define it very, very clearly. The computer is an electronic device, electronic machine which accepts data and process data, and of course store data, and of course at the end of the day it's give out a result. So normally computers accept data through the use of input devices, and these input devices include keyboards and mouse and any other input device like a scanner machines. And of course, after accepting data, the computer normally process those informations through the central processing unit, the CPU, and which is the brain of the computer, and this is a processor. And of course, there's a various type of the processor depending on the computer manufacturers. And of course, the computer can also be able to store information, store data, and normally they use the normal desktop computers or laptops, which is a notebook, use hard disk, which is internal storage. But of course, computer can use as well the external storage device such as a flash disk, memory sticks, floppy disk, which we used in past, and of course DVD and CD, which is used to store the correction of the lot of informations. And of course, at the end of the day, you want to give the output. We normally, the computer give us a result through the output device like a computer screen, which we normally call the monitors in desktop, and of course in the laptop. And of course we use computer projectors for projections, and we normally use this in teaching. When we teach our students, we prepare the notes and then we put into slide, and then we use a presentation program, and of course we use Microsoft PowerPoint presentation for presenting the informations, animation, graphs, images, and other text information to enable students to understand what we want them to understand.
Also, we had the other topic, multimedia in teaching and learning, and actually in this topic we focused on the teacher-student curriculum and instruction material used for teaching. When you use ICT in education setting, ICT in education is much needed vehicle of achieving the modern philosophy of education, whereby, of course, student can learn what he or she learns, when he or she learns, where he or she learns, and how he or she learns. It's a flexibility kind of the learning process. So in the past, of course, we were used in traditional kind of the teaching. We use a teachers-centered approach where we use books, and of course with the presence of teachers and students, and of course we had the curriculum which guides us.
But nowadays in ICT, and this is what is known as multimedia, the use of multimedia, we use instruction material. And for this case, actually, we expect that to use various technology, various instruments, various software, like digital cameras, like emails in the internet, like internet itself. We use accessory like CD-ROMs, DVD-ROMs, software applications like Microsoft Word and Excel. All of these things are termed as multimedia, which are very, very useful in the school administration and in facilitating teaching and learning process in the classroom. But before you go on using this, you must know that technology is continuous process, so it's an ongoing process. So, but some of us, most of us, we are resistant to change. But change is not all, and of course change is not always easy. Initially, human reaction to change is resistance. That is the initial human reaction when you introduce ICT in school. But change is inevitable, and change leads to progress. And of course, for this case, we use computer technology to change traditional kind of the classroom teaching to the modern, which we use these equipments. And for this gadget you use computer to search and find relevant informations in school, in education setting. And of course, we use a variety of medias like CD, like DVD, floppy disk, flash disk, and of course in order to keep those information so for later uses. And of course, we decode information in various forms, in terms of written in Microsoft Word, in statistical, in Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, and graphical by using various images to show the meaning of some of the difficult concept. And of course, in this topic, we learn about information literacy, which involve the use of computers for writing, analyzing, presenting, and communicating informations. And of course, we define the term information technology, which is the study of and the use of electronic equipment. Communication technology, which is a process of sending and receiving and exchanging information. And of course, the information technology communication itself, which is a general term referring to which enables you for collecting, storing, and passing information in various form. There's the issue of information literacy, which is basically involve the use of digital technology, communication tools, and others to access and manage and integrate and create information in order to function in knowledge society. So for this topic, I think you need to understand the whole concept of the computer system and the associated resources and software, and how can these resources in terms of hardware and software can be used to enhance teaching and learning in the classroom situations, and how can you use this multimedia, which all of these are multimedia, in education administrations, you as a profession. Also, we learn about the internet and the www, which is the World Wide Web. And we saw the internet is a collection of the computer network connected together globally using the network and internet protocols. And on the other end, we saw the www, which is the content, which is hyperlinks and hyper documents, which enables us to view documents and to access informations and to be able to communicate from one computer network to another computer network. And also, you need to understand the advantage of the internet, the importance of the internet, communication. We are able to communicate through the emails, through the chat box in the Facebook chat. We are able to do some kind of the e-learning, online learning, virtual learning. You can be able to teach someone online while someone is on the other side. The teacher will be in another side of maybe on different region or country. You can be able to interact with him. You can be able to find informations from the net. Maybe you are doing a research or you want to write a report, you can use search engine to search informations. And of course, you can watch movies, listen to music, and these are entertainment. Those are the importance of the internet. But specifically for education setting or class situation, as you are a teacher, you can be able to use email for sending or receiving the student assignments, or sending them the coursework, the result of the progress of your students. And of course, you can use social media network like Facebook to share and exchange information among you and your students as well. In the internet, of course, there is a issue of online theft. You need to take a precaution of the virus and worms and other threats, but specifically this virus program which alter the computer when you connect to the internet. And of course, you need to use a proper antivirus. The antivirus is a software which enables you to protect against the virus. You need to use up-to-date antivirus. You need to make sure that you back up your computer's backups and other data in your computer. You need to use a genuine software, a legitimate one, because illegal software may have some chances of having this virus. And actually, in the internet and in this this topic, I expect you to understand the main idea, how you as a teachers, how you as educators, how you as a education profession, to maybe to facilitate teaching and learning, or maybe to do some kind of administration works when you are in the office. You know, communication, we use Facebook group, chat, we do chat, and of course we use the emails, and of course in the internet you can be able to view some of the informations, and you use the search engines, which is a tool which enables you to search specific informations. And remember, here we use search engines by we use keywords, and also we use the Boolean operator. We integrate it together to get the required output. And of course, I expect you to be able to understand the general concept of the www, why www, what is the importance of www. These are more similar to what I was talking about, the issue of emails, the issue of the web, the issue of the search engines, the issue of other services which is available in the internet. And how can you integrate these services in your workplace or as education profession? For this point, I wish you the good luck for your coming exam. Thank you.